So number 8 in the 22 principles of SHIB is truthfulness. We adhere to truthfulness in all our transactions, interactions, and representations, building a society based on trust. Truthfulness. What does truthfulness means to you, John?
In a society, an ecosystem like that, being truthful with your neighbor and everyone else and being transparent, it's kind of almost a repeat of that first one. But truthfulness is, being true in your transactions and your dealings. You say you're going to do something for the community, maybe
Uh-huh.
do it.
Yeah. Truthfulness, to me, is, you're right. I think it coincides with the transparency in action that every citizen is expected to uphold the highest standards of honesty and integrity. I think truthfulness kind of weaves itself in there of being truthful. And obviously, we know it's not a lie. That's the opposite of truth. So that means our character is in question with our transactions, which, with the blockchain, that's what's so wonderful about Shibarium ecosystem is that everything is on these blockchains, can be seen, can be read, and yet there's anonymity on the address so that not everybody knows where it's coming from, unless you choose to, let everyone know
Yeah,
on
that's
your
a healthy
wallet or your
balance.
address. Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. So uh, documentation, which is part of the transactions, you're able to see people. We have validators and delegators, and interacting with people in Shibarium is going to probably be a big deal. When you go into into the mall, Ryoshi Mall, and you're going to buy things, that interaction when you're in buying things, to have the truthfulness of the price, to have the truthfulness that the product is what the product says it is. Those are really important things, that's good quality, and people can trust because you are truthful. The other one is representation, and to be truthful in our representation, building a society based on trust. So that representation is kind of a thing, John, in these communities, because we have scammers, we have these pirates who will scam you, almost like catfishing, John. It's interesting, huh? Have you ever been
Yes.
catfished before?
Probably.
Yeah, catfishing is a bunch of shit, let me tell you. You know, but there are people out there in that sea, in that big ocean,
That's
that,
right. That's a
that
good point, Barbie. How,
yeah,
how can we differentiate between if it's a real mod that is texting me because I
huh?
asked a question on the chat, because I asked a question, now I have a mod texting me, or is it the real mod? How can we differentiate that on the blockchain? Maybe that would be dope.
That would be, but I'll tell you, that's a good question, and the answer to that is, before chatting with them, you go into their little PFP, and then when you click on that, you'll see their name and you'll see their address that usually says at something. And if all those things, match up, and even if you know that your usual moderator will have maybe a little extra besides their name, um, that's how you kind of tell. You have to do your research. You have to be smart. You have to really look and take all these extra steps to protect yourself in knowing who you're talking to, and that they're talking back to you in truth. And also that we're building a society based on trust. So that's really important. And, watching these catfish videos really puts things into perspective, I think. Funny enough that we heard today, or at least not heard, but I did see today a definition of shill. So remember yesterday we were talking about shill?
Mhm.
Well, I got a definition, and that definition says one who poses as a satisfied customer or an enthusiastic gambler to dupe bystanders into participating in a swindle. And here we are dealing with cryptocurrency. We're trying to, produce a product that will give people confidence in, because they trust the people, they trust the product. And that's why truthfulness is so important.
I agree. I really do agree. And shout out to the people that are out here doing it, like this wing sauce back here. I heard it is the truth, by the way. And
Love
we
it.
and thank you for being truthful.
Yeah, absolutely.